How to make sprouts. Hi, I'm Anupa and welcome to Sanjeev Kapoor Khazana and a warm welcome to a series of cooking for beginners. Now what do? Let's do sprouting. You must have noticed in most of the recipes it mentions beans sprout. Now sprouting is something that is so easily done at home, and of course there are a lot of bean sprouts available in the market, but the price that you pay for a packet of bean sprouts, in that price you'll be able to make much more bean sprouts at home. Of course cooking anything at home is much more economical than going and eating in a restaurant, but sprouting at home is much better than buying a packet of bean sprouts. And it's not very difficult as well. If you plan yourself well, you'll have it every day in your kitchen. So how do we go about? It's very simple. It's just a matter of 2 days and you'll have lots of bean sprouts. So for this, what all do we need? All that we need, whole green gram, also known as sabut moong. Moong is grain which is very high in proteins. And if your dietitian has advised you to have bean sprouts every day, it is going to cost you a bomb. So you would rather do the entire sprouting at home. It's not at all difficult. So let's see how do we go about. What you have to do first is the whole green gram or the moong that you have to soak this in water for about 5 to 6 hours. So if I were to soak this, I'll put water till about here and I will leave this just like this for about 4 to 5 hours. After that, when you soak green gram, this is how it looks. It swells up because it absorbs all the water and it swells like this, but yet this has not sprouted. So what you have to do is, after this is soaked, actually this can be eaten at this stage as well. All you have to do is temper it with some whole spices and some more vegetables or whatever, or you can just boil it or steam it and have it in your salad. But sprouted moong or sprouted beans is much more healthier than just plain soaked moong. Bean sprouts are much more healthier than plain simple soaked moong. So what you have to do is take a colander like this and you'll need a muslin cloth like this, okay? So what you do is the soaked green gram, put all of it in this. It's fairly simple, just a matter of planning, and just take this together and tie it up. Yeah, so once you have done this, keep it in a colander like this and leave it in a warm place. I would prefer to put it in my kitchen cabinet, and you have to leave this overnight. Why? Because there's a lot of darkness and warmth that is needed for the moong to sprout. So once you are done this, keep it in the kitchen cabinet. See, I'll tell you how you need to plan. If you were to have bean sprouts for this morning, what you should do is, the earlier morning, which is yesterday morning, you should soak them. So soak them one day earlier in the morning. By evening, this would have soaked nicely, it would have swollen. Just pack it up in a muslin, put it in this colander and leave it in the night in the kitchen cabinet. So the entire night, the moong is allowed to sprout. And what happens after that? The next day morning, when you actually open this muslin cloth, you will have lovely moong sprouts. You see this? It's just a matter of one day. Start one day earlier and next day morning you will have lovely bean sprouts. And it's not just with moong, you can do it with matki, which is the brown version of moong. Then you can do it with whole brown gram. You can do it with green gram. And it's so easy. You can do it with soya bean. And it's so high in proteins that you can have this for both your meals and you'll have good amount of weight reduction. Of course, exercise is also equally important, but as your dietitian must have prescribed that you have to have sprouts for your meals. And if you were to do this every day, I don't think it's very difficult. It's just a matter of practice or just getting it into your system. Once you are set to make sprouts at home, I'm sure you'll never go to the market to buy a packet of sprouts. So isn't this quite easy? You just have to plan and you'll be done with the sprouts. So try sprouting just the way I have shown you and you'll be very proud of yourself.